Tonight here in the Bronx, there are families that have been torn apart. This is the worst fire tragedy we have seen in this city in at least a quarter century. Based on the information we have now, this will rank as one of the worst losses of life to a fire in many, many years.
13 New York residents would perish in that Bronx blaze. A family of 5 with roots in Jamaica and an army officer home for the holidays who died attempting to rescue his neighbours. It was just 2 days before the new year, and it concluded the deadliest months of fires here in New York City in a decade. We had the opportunity to sit down with New York's Fire Commissioner, Dan Nigro. He broke down the circumstances that resulted in this tragedy and explained why we tend to see an uptick of fires that cause deaths during the winter months.
You know, you hear the terms like the perfect storm, where things come together and the synergy of a few things creates something beyond what any individual thing could. So we had a fire that starts on the first floor, child playing with the stove. That's not unusual. The door is left open. Everyone is at home in the building. The fire races up the stairs that are open stairway acting like a chimney. People could only escape via the fire escapes. Some people did not, and we have this tragic loss of life.
The child and his mother both escaped from the building alive, leaving the door ajar to their apartment as they fled. Investigators would later discover that this young boy had a history of playing with fire. This fire was caused by a 3-year-old playing with his stove. How common is it for a child to have a fascination with fire?
I think last year we received over 100 calls and were able to help those families. We know that some children are fascinated by fire, so this department has for many years had a juvenile fire setter program in which if a parent notices that their child has an unusual fascination, they should contact us and we can evaluate that child and we can get help for the child so that this fascination doesn't turn into a tragedy like it did.
You've seen the ads, close the door, close the door, close the door. If unfortunately you do have a fire in your apartment, you must close the door when you exit, because the results, if you don't, are what happened here last night.
Even in your own home, closing the bedroom doors, closing the door and isolating the fire buys enough time for everyone to get out. So it's very important to isolate the fire, whether it's in a private dwelling, whether it's in an apartment. If you check your door, you live in a high-rise building and that door doesn't close behind you when you exit, you should notify the building management and have it fixed, because you're not just risking your own life, you're risking the lives of other people in the building.
The fire broke out on what was the coldest night of the year. The wind chill ensured it felt well below zero, and those strong gusts acted as a catalyst, further fueling the fire. It's a time of the year when the fire department sees an increase in the number of fatal fires. In the winter months, we tend to see an increase in the number of fires in residential homes. Why is that? What sort of risks do you see tenants taking in their apartment buildings?
December was, sadly, 26 fire deaths. It gets cold. People use electric heaters. They place them too close to flammable materials. Electric heaters can be safe if they're UL listed, if they're plugged directly into an outlet. Never use an extension cord with an electric heater. They're not made for that. Don't use your stove and your oven to heat your apartment. They're made to cook. They're not made to be on for 24 hours a day. They're not vented. You're introducing an open flame to a kitchen, and again, it's a sad thing that people are without heat and trying to stay warm in their apartments, but they're risking their own lives and the lives of everyone in the building if they try some of these things.
With improved building codes, more fire inspections and better response times, the number of deadly fires here in New York has actually dropped quite significantly in recent years. However, the blaze in the Bronx concluded what was the deadliest month of fires here in New York in a decade. And for the Commissioner, it acted as a reminder that more needs to be done when it comes to educating the public over fire safety. What are the 3 biggest pieces of advice you could give to any family when it comes to ensuring that their home is fire safe?
The biggest thing is smoke and CO alarms. Make sure they work. Make sure you have enough of them and they're placed correctly on every level of your home, outside of every area that someone will be sleeping. That's number one. Number two, electric heaters, hot plates, anything such as that, at least 3 feet from anything that can be combustible, and also extension cords. People make use of extension cords that aren't meant for certain appliances. Don't use them, please. And if you do use them, use the correct type of cord and make sure it's UL listed. Fires can happen to anyone at any time. They don't just happen to one class of people in one type of building. So people should be aware of the dangers that are around them, try to eliminate as many dangers as possible, but always have a plan just in case the unexpected happens.